Hi guys, Annette here. I have a Gleaners haul for you. I have not done one of these in quite some time. Um, the past few months have really changed my way of eating. The Gleaners program is still amazing. I just choose not to get some of the items anymore. I'm doing a low carb / ketogenic diet. So I'm mostly eating low carb vegetables, meat, cheese, that kind of thing. Try to keep it moderate protein, high fat. It's to help with my type 2 diabetes. I'd like to eventually reverse it, and weight loss in the process would be fantastic. Mostly I'm doing it to decrease and then possibly go off all of my medication. So I've been doing it for just a little while. I haven't lost a ton of weight yet. People say they're noticing a difference though, which is nice. But I just want to show you guys what I get at my gleaning program now that I don't get the pastries and the bread and that kind of stuff. I still shop for my mom usually when I shop, and they are just still on a standard American diet. So I get bread and pastries and all that for them. But what I stick with is the low carb things. So I never get pasta, I don't get potatoes, I don't get grains, I don't get bread. I don't get like any of the boxed mixes anymore, no cereal, oatmeal, things like that. So that's a big part of a lot of people's diet. But I've done a lot of research. I actually really don't think any of those things are good for anyone, but I did my own research. You have to do that for yourself. And so I just wanted to show what you can get from my gleaning program, even on a restricted, specific diet. So this could apply to like people who have other dietary needs too. There's definitely gleaners out there who are vegan, so they choose not to get the dairy or the meat products. So, and they still love the program because they get, fresh fruits and vegetables and all those things. So, I'm going to start with the produce. So from the produce cooler today, I got an organic classic Caesar. What I do with these kits is I only get ones that I know the dressing will have lower carbs, and I know that Caesar dressing has lower carbs. And then I do not put the croutons or if they come with like tortilla strips or whatever, I don't use those. I just throw that packet out, and I just use like the dressing and the Parmesan cheese, and that's all. I got a big bag of these really nice looking French green beans. I'm going to make those up, I think, tonight. A really good friend of mine used to make what her grandma, who was Mexican, called Mexican green beans, but it's basically green beans, diced tomatoes, some onion, garlic, and bacon. Like, can you really go wrong with any of those things? So I think I'm going to make some of that up tonight. Green beans can be a little slightly higher on carbs than certain vegetables, but they're definitely not high carb. I got a English cucumber. The end down here is a little icky, but I'm just going to cut it off there and prep it and get it in a baggie in the fridge, and it'll be great. I got some celery. It also needs some parts to be cut off and rinsed off and all that, but also when you do that, it'll be great. I got 2 heads of romaine lettuce. I will chop those up, put them through the salad spinner, get those in a baggie. What I do to prep my lettuce when I get it from Gleaners usually is I cut it up, I put it through the salad spinner until it's fairly dry. I usually put in a gallon zip top bag, and I put a paper towel in the bottom. That tends to keep it fresh, for quite a long time. So I'll do that with that. I got a couple of lemons, in case I want to do like a lemon Parmesan green bean. I might actually do that at my parents' house tomorrow, because I also got my parents a bag of those green beans. It's nice to have just put in water or tea if you want to, and it flavors a lot of dishes. I might even squeeze some on that Caesar salad, because lemons go great with Caesar salad. I got 3 zucchini. They look pretty good. I'll probably wash those and dice them up, probably into like half moons. I usually just lightly stir fry them and eat them. I do have a spiralizer to make like zoodles. But honestly, if I really, really, really want pasta, I buy the shirataki noodles from Walmart and just use those. I was never a huge pasta fan beforehand, but if I feel really in the mood for it, I just use those shirataki noodles because they're the most like actual noodles to me. I got 2 peppers. They look beautiful, red and yellow pepper. I got some the other day too, and those are already sliced up and in the freezer. So I may use these ones fresh. I got 2 pretty decent looking onions. I believe they're sweet onions by the shape that they are. And onions can be a little higher carb as well. You just use them more sparingly. So where I would have used like a whole onion, I'll use a half or a quarter now. I got, as my small special, a container of cottage cheese. Cottage cheese also not the lowest of the cheeses on carbs. I think this container says it has 5 grams net carbs for a serving, which isn't like terrible, but you just want to watch how much of that you eat during the day. I got for my large special this pack of Bratwurst, which worked out awesome actually because I had just recently gotten a bag of the Boar's Head sauerkraut from Fred Meyer, which I love, and so I'm super excited to have Bratwurst and sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is very low carb, and the Bratwurst, I looked on the back, they are 2 grams net carb per Bratwurst, which is not bad at all either. For my canned wall items, I got, yet again, some more green beans. The canned green beans I feel like are great for a low carb diet for when you're kind of in a rush. I can make some kind of protein. A lot of times I brown up some ground beef and keep it in the fridge so I can like warm the ground beef up with the green beans and some seasoning and just call it good. And it's on plan and it's quick and easy. The other thing I got were these quartered artichoke hearts. The carb count on these are pretty good too. I want to say it was 4 grams net carbs. I think it was 6 carbs, 2 fiber, for a half a cup, which is actually pretty good. That's quite a lot of artichoke hearts. And I don't know if anyone has heard of Fathead pizza dough. It's made with mozzarella, cream cheese, and egg, and either coconut or almond flour. I've made it before, just one time before. It turned out great though. So I think I'm going to use that to make a like chicken pesto artichoke pizza, keto style. I think it's going to be really good. I have pesto and chicken and now the artichokes all in the fridge and all the cheese in the fridge. So I should be able to make that. I got this can of chicken breast. I do can my own chicken, but Gleaners had this, and so sometimes I pick it up, and it's a good portion size to take to work. Mix in a little bit of mayonnaise and salt and pepper and have a little chicken salad. I can eat it with the celery and the cucumbers to like dip. Makes a really quick, easy lunch at work. The mayonnaise adds fat, not the highest quality fat, because mayonnaise that has the highest quality fat, you either make yourself or you buy from a health food store, to get avocado oil or olive oil, mayonnaise. That's not mixed with other things like corn or soy oil. So I still just eat regular mayonnaise because I don't eat it very often. I'm definitely not a keto police person. I just try to stay under my carbs, and it's kind of hard to stay under your protein. That's one thing that I'm really working on still. I go over my protein a lot, which I know can turn into sugar, so I've been working on that. And then eating adequate amount of fat, but not too much. So still a work in progress, but I'm working on it. And then the last thing I got, we've had these cat litter deodorizers at Gleaners for quite a while, and I've been picking them up almost like every other time I shop, because I use those like in real life for a long time. I pick them up at Walmart all the time. So that is saving me a ton of money. I want to say they're like $3.50 at Walmart, and I would usually use about like 2 a month. So every 2 that I get is saving me like $7 every month. So I have a little stockpile of those going, and they're just like literally scented baking soda. So that's what I use to kind of freshen the cat's box after I scoop it. So that is my whole Gleaners haul. Before, you probably would have seen, like I said, bread and all these other things, and I'm just choosing not to eat those things anymore. But I just want to show that you can still get a ton of super great stuff, even being on a more restricted diet. Getting dairy and meat and like all this produce. It saves a ton of money. My shops probably average out to more like $5 a shop because I don't go 3 times a week like some people do, like who have big families, because I just couldn't use everything and it would just go bad. So I don't. But even that, like, this food's worth so much money, and it would have all gone in the garbage, which is insane to me. Like, I can't even believe that this food would have gone into the garbage. So I'm extremely happy to have it. It helps me stay on budget, even doing my ketogenic diet. And I hope you guys like this video. If you're new here, please leave me a comment. If you're old here, please leave me a comment. I love chatting with you guys. I love reading all the comments. Click subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to know more about my gleaning program, ask me about it below. I'm more than happy to talk about it. It's an awesome program, especially if you live in Washington State in the Skagit Valley area. You should definitely check it out. And until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye.